one day that a car with two girls in it hit the shoulder of the road down here by my mailbox, and it pulled them off, and they went down that deep ditch on the other side and rolled that car.
Jim Becker and his wife Sandy, for 38 years, have lived along Saltillo Road, the deadliest road in Lancaster County.
I had a baby in my hands, and I had to run down there, and they both had flown out of the windshield, and they were laying on the ground, and they weren't dead, so, that was okay, but this stuff happens all the time out here.
Since 2005, there have been 6 fatalities, including 4 since 2011 along the perilous 8-mile stretch from Highway 77 to 120th Street.
I talked to the people up and down this road, and I said, when do you go get your mail? And they said, we leave it for 3-4 days. You go out during the day. You don't go across that road when there's that kind of traffic. I mean, it's ridiculous.
The problems continue. There are little to no shoulders, steep embankments, and a high speed limit. A study done in 2014 counted that between 3,000 and 10,000 cars travel along the road daily. In a ride-along with Lancaster County Sheriff Terry Wagner, he says one of the major problems is blind intersections.
As you can tell, as we go east from 27th Street, there's some nice rolling hills here. But what those rolling hills do is they create some side obstructions from the sight distance that cross traffic has.
Wagner also said the growth of South Lincoln and the growth of Hickman have also aided high traffic counts. As we continued our ride-along, Wagner pointed out one of the problem spots.
The next mile road that we come on will be South 54th Street, and that's an area where we've had 2 or 3 crashes, and you'll see, I think, a sign that a resident has put up.
That resident is Jim Becker. His sign reads, Saltillo is Lancaster's most deadly road, with the caption, drive careful. Becker says that his sign has helped.
And it's really gotten people to think, and if one person looked at that sign and drives a little better, that's done my job.
There is a proposed solution. The $200 million 8-mile stretch called the South Beltway, created from the Nebraska Build Act, will sit a half-mile south of Saltillo Road. It directly links Highway 77 to Highway 2. Lancaster County engineer Pam Dingman says the Beltway will improve parts of Saltillo Road.
We're really looking at Saltillo to increase the safety from the edge of Department of Roads construction at 30th and Saltillo to the edge of Department of Roads construction at 68th.
The intersections present a unique problem. Dingman says when officials sectioned out Nebraska in Lancaster County in the 1800s, they planned for curvature of the earth, which led to awkward T intersections.
Every 26 miles, they offset the section line roads. Don't really meet the standards of traffic that we have today on it.
Because of the problem, the Beltway can't fix all of the intersections. 2 will remain untouched. Those are at 40th and 56th Streets, have had 2 fatalities since 2011. However, the South Beltway does not directly fix Saltillo Road. Dingman says the lack of funds has played an issue.
And Lancaster County has an extreme lack of funding. In order to catch up with how far behind we are in funding, I would need to be allocated over $100 million in our roads budget for construction. Last year, I was allocated more than we'd ever been allocated before, and we were allocated $8 million. The problem is that we don't really have the funding.
Dingman says the construction for the intersections in the Beltway could begin as soon as 2020. It could take up to 5 to 7 years to complete it. Becker says he doesn't have confidence in the project.
I don't see any answer for any of this. I think it's gotten to the point where it's pretty much out of control.
I'm Kellen Havikin for KRNU News.